G'day everybody and welcome back. Long time viewers of this channel would know I don't do very many review videos. I was watching Steve's Place Down Under a couple of weeks ago and he was reviewing a Simder SD4050Pro 10-in-1 welding machine, and that pricked me interest, and then I got an email asking if I'd be interested in reviewing one. So purely out of interest and curiosity, I said yes to it. I'm just more interested to see if it is as good as what they say it is. I watched quite a few review videos on it that other guys have done, and they seem to think it's pretty good. So what Steve done with his, he was pretty impressed with it, but you don't know until you give it a go yourself. They'd like me to show the unboxing of it, which I'll show that. I ordered the machine itself plus what they call a luxury pack, which supposedly has a heap of consumables and so on, but we'll have a look in the box and see what we get. Looks like we've got a bag, gloves, which don't look too bad, nice and heavy, Simder branded. Carton was undone, but I'd say that's a roll of flux core wire, 0.8. Plenty of Chinese writing, which it is a Chinese machine, but I'd say that's another roll of wire. Helmet, Simder helmet. That'll be interesting to see how that looks. True colour, fast darkening, large viewing, solar battery. That's a good thing. Heap of tips, shrouds for the MIG. TIG cups, forks for the end. That must be for the plasma. And that's more TIG consumables. And it does say genuine parts too, which is a good thing. To get a knife and suss out what's in these boxes. Oh yes, foot pedal. Simder TIG pedal. That'll be a good thing. It's a big box, this one. And we've got a spool gun, which personally I've never ran a spool gun in my life. So that'd be good for doing aluminium, because this does do aluminium TIG, aluminium MIG, sorry. So that'll be interesting. So that's all them bits. So we'll get the welder out now and have a look, see what it's like. It has got a bit of pudding to the box, a bit of weight to it. You can certainly say that's well packaged.
For sure.
Like, it's got a bit of weight to it, for sure. Right, there was another large box in with the welder itself, and it's full. So there's a liner, air hose, hose clamps, looks like rollers for the MIG wire, stinger for the clamp, stick welding, earth clamp, TIG gun, plasma. It's going to be interesting. Table's getting full. Yeah, she's a pretty dainty looking wire brush. And got a MIG torch or MIG gun. It's in this box. Okay, we've got an air regulator here. With a gauge and a mounting bracket. Alright, I'm going to get this partially set up. This machine does have a 15 amp plug, so 240 volt 15 amp. If you're in the States it'll run off 110, but you obviously need a different plug. It'll come with a different plug if you're in the States and that, or you have to get an adapter, but I do have a 15 amp outlet here, so that's a bonus. On the back of the machine here I've just fitted up the regulator. I run Gday fittings here, so that's an air fitting that goes into it, that comes with the kit. I just run a Gday fitting, and just got to get another hose clamp which is supplied, and this is where your TIG gas goes as well, plus air for when you're doing plasma cutting. So that's just a bit of minor assembly required, and it comes with ample hose, heaps, plenty, lots. Don't forget to put a little bit of WD-40 or something on these stainless hose clamps so they don't bind up, the stainless doesn't grab. That's what I do anyway. Okay, to get started, to weld, on switch at the back. There is 2 cooling fans on the back that run flat out, but it is a nice interface when it does start up. So now you can go through your whatever you want to choose. There's high frequency TIG, pulse MIG, mixed gas, 100% argon, CO2 separate, which you can go in and change all your settings I believe, stick welder, flux core, plasma, high frequency TIG, back to the same. So I'm just going to go to stick welding, which is MMA. You can't start welding yet till you actually go into it. You can set how many amps you want, and there is some other features on the side here, and I highly suggest you go back through and read all the manual. But I'm just going to set it up like any normal hobbyist would, just chuck it on your amps and then go for it. So just try it. 95 amps, see what that does. A little bit of, I've just got a just general purpose 3.2 rods. Hooking it up's pretty easy. Just to your red terminal, and black to your negative. I know the camera is away a fair bit, but I don't want to get any crap on the screen of the camera. Probably could be a bit hotter. Definitely pulls the rod alright. Another 120 amp. That pulled that nicely. What do you reckon of that? There's nothing wrong with that. The stick actually works quite good. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up, but I was just using that TIG, as you can see, and that lead got that hot it's starting to melt. I was just doing a few practice runs before I got started. Hopefully that's picking up the bit of smoke coming off that. It's as hot as buggery. Bit of a shame, because it was going good. Yeah, sitting at 80, around 80. You can see it's starting to melt it there. And you can see that, like, that's hot. There you can see a few of them spots there where it's getting that hot, it's starting to melt. I was really hoping that TIG was going to be a good thing. The concrete's cold, so I'll let that just lay on the concrete and hopefully try and cool it down a little bit more. Like I was using the foot pedal, which seemed a little bit funny too in a way, because put your foot down, you go to ease it off, and it'll, instead of just gradually coming off, you come off the pedal, all of a sudden it'll drop a heap. I highly recommend, if you get this unit, to read the book, because it has got a lot of schematics on how to set stuff up. So if you go for the spool gun, which I've got flux core in it, it tells you where you've got to just plug everything up to. This lead, it has got a symbol there of a spool gun, so it's self-explanatory really. Just got to make sure you get these two bottom ones right, like your earth clamp goes to positive. There is another lead that's permanently fixed to the machine, which you can swap between the three terminals. Go back through the menu, flux core, you can change all your settings here. Amps up top, it does read in inches per minute in the wire feed, and that'll automatically adjust, as you can see. So I've got no idea where to start with that, because I don't normally use flux core. I'm just going to have a go and see what that does at them settings. Inside the side of this machine, there is another switch up in the top, which goes from your normal MIG hand piece to the power spool gun. You just don't forget to switch that over, because I just forgot. I've never done much with flux core, so I really don't like it, but it is handy for when you're doing gal and stuff like that. The gun definitely works. Got a bit of weight to it when it's all said and done, but it definitely works. So was that one there? That one definitely welds. It is fairly heavy, that spool gun, but you would expect that. But that definitely works. Okay, that's the helmet that was sent. It's a Simder helmet. I actually quite like it. It's comfortable. Not a bad helmet at all. Plus it does charge via solar. It's got a panel up top there. Test button. Tells you when you've got a low battery as well. I like that helmet. Okay, I've changed over to just normal MIG wire. I've got it set on 100% argon on that setting there, which is what I've got. I don't have any mixed gas here. Just going to see how it goes. Got to run the 22 volts, 161 amps, 160 amps. That's the configuration down here you need for the MIG, which tells you in the book, the normal MIG. Just going to have a crack and see how it does. Right, I've got a bit of plate here. And these are the gloves that come with the welder. Fairly thick. fairly big on my hands, but I've only got small hands too. I'm just going to have to go filling across there and see how it does. It's definitely welding alright, like it's getting the heat, it's getting the penetration, but overall that's not bad. Okay, this is all set up for plasma now. So that's your earth clamp. Main lead goes in for your air feed. You've got another one that goes in to a plug, 2-pin plug, and then the other wire goes on, it's got an eyelet on it. This cap just unscrews and goes onto there, and then you go into plasma. You can set your amperage, you can set your starting out, your flow, airflow, whether it's 2T or 4T. Just leave it on 40 amps, see how that runs. That's a bit of 1/4 inch plate, see how that goes. Nothing wrong with that. Got a bit of stainless here. How thick's that? It's 10mm stainless. See how that pulls. So that was at 40 amps on that 10mm stainless. It didn't quite break off because I cut off a bit early. But I'll bump it up to 45 amps and see what it does. This is a pilot arc. Seem to cut a fair bit better at 45 amps. A bit of dross on it. That definitely cut through it alright. The plasma definitely works well. I like it. Earth clamp didn't last long at all, which is a bit of a shame. So it just needs tucking back under that clamp. It's getting a bit of thickness there with them welds though. Just see how that goes. That cut through that alright. Like for freehand, that's probably not too bad. About 12 mil roughly. So to do 1/2 inch, no dramas at all. In the luxury pack, you get a heap of consumables for the plasma, spare shields, everything you need for the plasma. For the MIG, different size rollers, a ton of different size tips, and plenty of them. Shields, spare shields, the whole lot. So you definitely get a lot of consumables in with this. For the TIG, as you can see there's plenty of consumables to use up there. So that they're not shy with giving out consumables in the luxury pack if you decide to order that as well. Definitely a good idea, I think. If you're going to buy one, buy the luxury pack. The luxury pack, you get the helmet, the gloves, a bag. Yeah, you get the whole works. So the best part of today I have spent playing around with this thing. And off camera, my neighbour, who didn't want to be on camera, he came over and had a good fiddle around with the stick, the MIG and the plasma. We didn't hook up the spool gun, but he was actually pretty impressed overall. I'm really disappointed at the TIG side of it. I'm not going to try it. I wasn't going to try that again because that lead got that hot it started actually melting the sheathing on the outside of it. I got a Transmig 175i. It's a 3-in-1. The MIG side of it has never been any chop. This here welds 10 times better than on the MIG side of it than what the Transmig does, the CIG. Stick welder, absolutely beautiful. It pulls the rod nice. The spool gun works. It looks cheap, but it does work. The plasma, I only had that bit of welder cut through, what was that, about 12 mil. It cut through that, no dramas. 10 mil, 8 mil, quarter, whatever, it eats it. It's quite good. So overall, I am pretty impressed for the price bracket they are in. If you didn't have a welder and you wanted just to buy one that does sort of everything, this would be the way to go, I think. The TIG, I don't know whether I've got a faulty handpiece. I don't know. I don't know what the go is there, but I am going to contact them and ask about it and see what they think. But that's just what happens, I suppose. But overall, I am pretty happy. I'm going to hit them up for a discount code, so if you want to have one, there will be discount code in the description. So hopefully they'll come to the party on that. And that's about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Hooroo.